I think that's why they're going so hard for old girl. I think that's why they're trying to show that, oh no, we are good friends. Look at, we're being good friends to her. Mm-hmm. Because that's what it wasn't shown where it should be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think they're friends. I don't see it.
And I think they are friends. Oddly enough, here's the thing. I think they are friends, but the weight of the friendship, however, I do think that they have gotten close enough to where they consider each other friends. Because again, friends' definitions vary from people. You know, from each individual to each individual. So they probably consider themselves friends. I don't think that they don't. But I just feel like it is an extra step to show that I am a good friend to this person. Because I wasn't a good friend to the person who really got her whole family got destroyed on national TV, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Y'all should have been watching the old girl. Like me personally, there's no way, even if we wasn't friends, I'm not friends with nobody on the show.
Right.
I'm cordial with everyone, and I have a respect and a liking for Mel. I think we have a cordial relationship because we talk outside of the show. Mm-hmm. But I would have went hard for anybody in that situation.
Right.
It's like I went hard for Kimmy in her situation. Like
you said,
help me in her situation. That's who I am. I stand for what's right and I stand up for what's wrong. And as far as like how they once they guns at me, I've never been the type to let people's words really affect me. As long as you don't touch me, then you will see a whole different side of me.
Now let me ask you this, because you just made me think of it. Stormy told Carlos King that you were Team Destiny. So much so that you were talking about her to Destiny. And so Carlos said, well, what did she say? What did she say? And she said, you said her nose touched her lips.
I did. But let's talk about the whole conversation, because again, anything I said,
okay, go ahead.
Close my door first. Anything I say, I will repeat again. I don't have a problem with saying what I say. So let's back up and take the whole conversation, because I love a bitch to go and say what somebody else said and leave out everything they.
Right. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Okay, very good. Go ahead.
Talk about the whole context of the conversation, and then I'm gonna get off her. This was right after her and Stormy almost had that fight.
Okay.
And so I was coming in because I liked Stormy. Stormy was calling me, and I wasn't her producer. Stormy would call me every day, asking me how do I do. And I would give Stormy genuine advice, just like I was giving Destiny genuine advice. Mm-hmm. Stormy just didn't take it the wrong way. And so I was coaching her through the whole thing, and I wasn't even this lady's producer, but I liked Stormy. Right. So I came into Destiny's dressing room because I was trying to say, listen, you trying to jump off that Stormy was dumb. This is when Destiny saw, and I feel like she wanted me to become her producer the next season. This is right at the end of the first half. We did a Valentine's Day trip, and I feel like this is when Destiny kind of decided that she wanted me to be her producer, because I was just keeping it real with her. I was like, you look like a fool trying to fight this girl for no reason. Right. I said, Stormy is cool. I said, in fact, I really think you and Stormy get along because y'all got the same energy for real. I said, so you giving misplaced energy to a girl just because you're really bad at men. Yeah. I said, I like Stormy. I said, I think Stormy. Energy is cool. Attractive lady, and she got that Stormy ugly as hell. That bitch, she looks like Miss Peach. She was going talking the most shit about Stormy. I said, yeah, her nose do touch her lip a little bit, but she's still cute. That's exactly what the fuck I said. And She was talking so much shit. She did. I said, Stormy ain't ugly. I said, she got her nose. I mean, she got this shiny. I said, do touch her lip a little bit, but she ain't ugly.
Wow.
I mean, she made it sound like I was dragging her. I was actually probably the reason why I said you really need to get a girl a chance. She told you that. Show her that little piece. That's a fake ass girl. That's so childish. Like if you gonna tell the story, child.
But I mean, no, folks touching lips. That's common. I mean, that happens every day. You probably been
so it wasn't like I dragged her. I just said, I just literally said, because she was talking about how ugly she was. I said, she got beautiful hair. I said, she's not no ugly girl. I said, her nose, because she was talking about how big her nose was and how big her lips was. Talking, she's like, yes, he do. And I just said, I mean, her nose, you touch her lip a little bit, but she's still pretty.
But she went back and told her that, but she ain't gonna tell her how ugly she was saying that she was.
Beefing at this time, they had almost just got into a fight.
Wow.
So she had nothing for positive to say. And I was actually in there speaking for they could be friends. I think you need to give her an opportunity to hear her out. That's what I was pointing her. Because you look stupid about the fight on TV with your son. Your son's gonna see that one day.
Right.
But I can't see. And it was other people in there. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna kill this. The beautician, the girls that was doing her hair and makeup, I'm gonna see if one of them gonna come on her to talk about that situation because she was in the room.
That's what you gotta do sometimes.
And see if she wants to talk about that moment because they both was in the room and they heard everything.
Sometimes you have to
talk a whole heap of shit. Matter of fact, it was before I put her out there. Matter of fact, y'all got me for
shout out to Martin.
So this is what brought about. Y'all have seen already that Sunny has posted that she will be live. She will be live today with Jasmine, the makeup artist. Okay, so now Jasmine is coming back into the fold.
It's coming from what's happening. Sunny say that Destiny cheated on LeBaric. We already know that, you guys don't. She cheated on, and also she said Jasmine was there to bag up that Destiny.
You what? And then when a man did make you a good wife, you cheated. You stepped out. You manipulated him. You talked down to him. Like shit. And he left you hot cake as soon as you push the baby out. That is diabolical for a man to push her like that. You know how much it is for a man to leave his wife? And it is to show that men really don't leave their wives like that unless it's just the only reason a man will leave his wife, he thinks his wife is going to damage anything he got or make his life worse.
So she come on, this come from what's happening. There's T-Talk that she talking to, Sunny talking to, but this girl comes on back on this show just faking it. You know, what about LeBaric? She's still not telling her life. What happened right there? How you gonna come on the show upset over a boyfriend when you had a husband? Anyway, Sonny says she tired, you know. She always telling the half truth. She opened up and said that she had opened up to this chick right here, Destiny, about trying to shade Stormy, right? So that's when she started saying Stormy looked like Miss Piggy, but she didn't tell that part. Only thing she told was when Sunny said that her nose touched at her lips or something like that, y'all. But what about LeBaric? You are a cheater. That's why you get along with Hotel. You and Hotel are the same. She's a narcissist too, y'all. They both got that personality. What they want everybody else to do the work for them, and they receive the benefits. She and Hotel. So Martel is saying that the Scott's brothers and he be, cheating together. But I want to know is Kimber still think that he's a nice guy? On this, she's saying that don't call her no side chick. Martel was expressing that he was working on his marriage with his wife and he was doing better. He was proud of himself. And what did she say? Don't call her no side chick. The side chick gonna be sad if you working things out with your wife. Okay, here we go, y'all.
So I'm in the neighborhood working on a couple projects for Holton Hope. And I just want to just make sure that Kimmy and Maurice, I know they're Scots, but just making sure that they still want to be, friends with us.
How y'all been?
Good. Yeah, I mean, right now, she's like the happiest she's been in a long time. But you know what I'm talking about?
Well, that's good.
So that's effort that I'm putting in, that she's putting in.
While she's the happiest, seems like she's the unhappiest.
She's the side chick. Don't even say her name.
I'm not gonna call her a side chick, and we don't have to talk about it. But I'm just saying it's unfortunate that so many different people are like collateral damage. I don't think
y'all heard what she said. So since Mel is happy, that means that the mistress is unhappy, and she do not like that. This woman do not like Melody. Melody, I hope you hear that. You say this is your friend, but they want you to be unhappy. She want the side chick to be happy. That's what she said.
Feel like at this juncture, that's what she deserves. Because Mel don't deserve it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
To be hurt and sad and embarrassed or any of that.
Yeah.
So nobody deserves it as a human.
Except for I'll take
Double tongue.
For me, I think I put everybody through this by trying to be greedy and things of that nature. You know what I'm talking about?
You don't sound like you're placing blame. You own what happened. You say, I'm sorry, it's time to move on. In my opinion, you're just a nice guy, Marital.
Yeah.
Maybe too nice. Maybe that's what got you in trouble.
I'm going to take it. Mel and I, we talked.
Yeah. It got to a place where he was leaving the house
during the pandemic.
Yes.
So wait. So while we were supposed to be sheltered in place and we had to stay home to keep our families safe, you were leaving the house during that time.
Yeah.
Where were you going?
To the gym.
Well, the gyms weren't open.
Well, my gym was.
Were other things open that you were going to see?
Carlos is tough, boy. Jesus Christ.
The entire world is scared because we don't know what this virus is going to do to us. And we see on the news 600,000 people in the U.S. alone is dying from this.
Allegedly, you guys, it was Trish and not Bedbug. His gym was open. That was that story, Trish's story. Now check this out, y'all. Bedbug has never waved. She keeps saying that during the pandemic, it was not her. She had broke up with him. It must have been somebody else. And we know now, the puzzle fit, it was Trish, allegedly, and in my opinion.
Unknown disease. Kimmy is working around the clock as a nurse, seeing people die in front of her. Your wife just had your baby. And to have your wife see her husband leave the house when everybody was told to stay. I think a lot of people say of all the times to keep your penis in the household, you whipped it out in the middle of a pandemic in order to fulfill a need that seemed more important than your wife and your kids.
That I just had.
Do you see how that?
No, that's too deep for him, Carlos. That's over his head. Listen to his answer, y'all.
Could make her feel.
Okay, I'm with you. You made it sound so much worse than that.
Well, no, because I think me saying that really puts it into context, like you were sleeping with the other woman.
No, it wasn't at the time. No.
How did she get pregnant?
Let's do the math.
Let's do the math. Go ahead. So when is your son's birthday?
Let me keep that.
Now that's a secret. He keep that a secret, and so do Bedbug. How could she be so weak? That's a weak woman that this man could tell her to keep her own son, somebody she pushed out of her womb, carried for 9 months, birthday a secret. And if they married, it's the same way. Shame on you if you let this man convince you not to tell the world that he married you. Is he still ashamed of you? Shame on you.
So when the pandemic happened and you saw your husband leave the house, you figured out that he was seeing this other woman.
Leaving the house for hours at a time, like you said, everything shut down. Our companies and clients that we've been doing work for shut down. We've always been very particular when we have kids to make sure that we keep them safe. So we always, like when I had all our kids, I'd stay in the house for 6-8 weeks. And so for him to leave for hours at a time, that it didn't make sense to me. But not only that, there were certain things Martell started saying that wasn't adding up, such as, like, I was going to learn to accept him cheating. And, you know, I need to talk to the older women. And I said, well, Martell, maybe you need to talk to the older men. And he was like, I'll never forget this conversation. That's why I can repeat it word for word. He was like, I have. I said, well, what did they say?
Well, yeah, he didn't like the older women that gave her, that empowered her. See, he wanted her to talk to the older women that's been in a marriage, their husband has cheated, and they stayed, right? So that's who he wanted her to talk to. Probably he saw that Nell had did that, so he probably wanted Nell to give her advice on staying. But anyway, you guys, the women that she talked to empowered her. Now, it backfired on her.
He was like, honestly, they said, don't mess with nobody that ain't got nothing to lose. Make her sign a contract. And hearing him say this when I'm a new mom, I was like, he hasn't changed at all or grown up. He's figuring out how to do it better. He's figuring out how to be.
Yeah, and he's trying to groom Melody. Just let him do. Let me do what I want to do. And you keep making the money and I keep on spending it with me and my women's.
Deceptive better. And that's when I made the decision to leave. I hadn't at that time heard anything about a baby or anybody being pregnant. It had nothing to do with that.
So you didn't leave because of the baby. You left because you saw that he wanted to be a smarter cheater and wanted you to accept it.
And it had been 3 years. March of 2017, I found out that Martell had been seeing someone. A couple of months before that, we were at our home in our kitchen and his phone rang. We were in the kitchen. He had walked over to the sink or something. I was at the table and it kept ringing, block call, back to back to back. And I was like, what is going on? So I just answered hello and they hung up. I was like, huh? Then they called back. So I was like, hello? And then his child's mother said, I didn't call your phone, put Martell on the phone. Mind you, at this point, I didn't have any inclination that there was infidelity going on in my marriage. I honestly.
Y'all know that was like 4 years ago. And Big Billy's still bringing it up. Yeah. She want to be so relevant that she's still bringing this up. Yo, Melody is just a liar. I never called their home.
And so I was like, what in the hell? What is going on? Who you talking to? And so then I'm like, Martell, come get the phone. He wouldn't come get the phone for anything in the world. She called back and kept calling back. That was the first line of disrespect.
Martell, let me ask you this. At one point, you accused Marceau and Melody of messing around because she was talking to him a lot.
No.
You didn't call Marceau.
I'll tell you exactly what it was. And he apologized for this.
So you never apologized for anything.
Say it one more time.
I never apologized. You apologized to me.
Dude,
Stop. Coming up, when you and Martell were married, legally married.
Okay, you guys, this is paternity court. Now, this reminds me of Arian. The lady you see in front of you was the mistress. And just listening at her attitude, these mistress has no feelings. They don't care about that family. All they care about is themselves and the man that they're with, that married man. So the children are grown now, and so they're confronting this mistress about how they felt. She's destroyed their family. Anyway, you guys, it just reminds me of the Arian Curry story with Hotel.
Yes, Your Honor. Today, you're back because you say your father may have had an affair with yet another woman. Correct, Your Honor. We'll soon learn if her son is out it again. But in 2001, there was someone that showed up at my mom's house, and he claimed to be my dad's son. And at that particular time, I was not at the house at the time, but my other sisters and my mom got a chance to meet and talk to him. And my sister Gloria was there, and she actually got a chance to meet him. Yes, you did. Ms. Builders, explain what happened on that day. Well, a few days before we did see him, my sister had said, well, we think possibly this guy could be your brother. So the next few days he came over to my older sister's house, and he met my older sister and my mom, and I kind of hung in the back a little bit, and then I went out and I greeted him. When I first seen him, he didn't have any similarities of my father. So they sat and we talked a while in the living room, and we had a little conversation, and he left. And from then on, I just kind of...
Okay, you guys, this is Paternity Court. Now, this reminds me of Arian. The lady you see in front of you was the mistress. And just listening at her attitude, these mistress has no feelings. They don't care about that family. All they care about is themselves and the man that they're with, that married man. So the children are grown now, and so they're confronting this mistress about how they felt. She's destroyed their family. Anyway, you guys, it just reminds me of the Arian Curry story with Hotel.
Yes, Your Honor. Today, you're back because you say your father may have had an affair with yet another woman. Correct, Your Honor. We'll soon learn if her son is your biological brother. Yes. Miss Swan, you're the woman who claims to have had an affair with their father. You admit that you kept it a secret because he was a married man. Yes, Your Honor. You believe your son was a result of that relationship, and he is indeed their brother. Yes, Your Honor. Your son, Mr. Williams, is waiting outside of the courtroom, and we'll meet him in just a moment. Ms. McMahon, how did you find out that you may have a brother you never knew of? Yes, Your Honor. Well, back in 1999, I was shown a picture. I was at someone that we considered a cousin because we were so close growing up. We were at their house, and I was shown a picture of a little boy. I think he probably had to be about 7 at that time. I was told that it was my brother. I looked at the picture, but I didn't see it, and I never thought about it again. But in 2001, there was someone that showed up at my mom's house, and he claimed to be my dad's son. And at that particular time, I was not at the house at the time, but my other sisters and my mom got a chance to meet and talk to him. And my sister Gloria was there, and she actually got a chance to meet him. Yes, you did. About Miss Swan. Miss Swan. Yes, Your Honor. So you did have a relationship with their father? Yes, Your Honor. Did you know he was married? Yes, Your Honor, because when we first met one another, he told me he was married. But why would you still mess with a married man? Why would you do that? And not only was he a married man, but you were also messing with a guy that you was messing with your neighbor, and that was your friend. You know, and that was just like, you sleeping behind with a married man, and you sleeping behind your friend's man or your neighbor man. Why would you do such a thing as being a woman? I know he was married, but I didn't know he was sleeping around with no other woman or nothing. But I'll let them come up. Well, you said when the relationship started, you didn't know he was married. Yeah, he told me he was married. Okay, and you still. And so then a sexual relationship developed. Not at the first. Not at the first. Explain, how did it turn into a sexual relationship? Well, a good while relationship.
I said about a month passed or something like that. It passed, and that's what after that.
So do you feel bad for what you've done to a family, a wife, a good wife, a good wife who cooked, cleaned, took care of her kids? Do you feel any remorse for what you've done?
Knowing that he was married.
Knowing that he was married.
That part didn't even bother me.
Yeah,
and you was of age where it should have. You're not with a child.
Cleaned, took care of her kids. Do you feel any remorse for what you've done?
Knowing that he was married.
Knowing that he was married.
That part didn't even bother me.
Yeah,
and you was of age where it should have. You're not with a child.
Loaded and dirty and trifling.
So
what you were, and apparently you still are that.
Y'all hear that? That reminds me of Arian Curry. And, and it's just the same scenery. She's still going to be that mistress. She said that part did not bother me. And the mistress, they just don't care. Don't ask them to have no sympathy for that family because they don't care.
Well, if you don't have no remorse for what you've done.
Hold on, Miss Swan. You said that part didn't bother you.
No, the reason I said that is because once, you told, a married man told you he was married. Okay, I didn't keep on after the man.
But as a woman, you could say no, he was married. And I could have turned away.
You could even told my mom.
Hey, you would have.
Yeah. Who says that? Oh man, it's Arian Curry sitting up here in this chair. Oh, she always say that.
Miss Swan, how many years did this affair last?
Year and a half.
About a year and a half.
Ma'am, I don't know. You go from one extreme to the other because from what I've heard was 29 years. I heard 10 years. Now it's a year and a half. You have to make up your mind as to how long this affair lasts. And I don't know.
The affair lasted a while. That's all I can say. Because I can't remember the years and how long it was. I don't remember none of that.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. So you attempted to name your son after their father,
right?
Well, you didn't attempt, you did. You named him Ellis.
Right.
And that was their father's name.
Right.
And so when was the last time you saw their father?
The last time I saw their father, he left my house and he got far the driveway. And he got out of his car and told me he'll see me in heaven. And that was the end of it. That's the last time I seen him.
He'd see you in heaven.
Well, I don't think y'all gonna be in heaven. Yeah, I don't think. And you said you're not remorseful. I don't think they're gonna meet. Y'all meet somewhere, but it won't be in heaven.
Yeah, and I think that the thing was that he was kind of feeling remorseful for the things that he was doing, and that's why he kind of like. And so, in what proximity was the last time you saw him till when he passed away?
That night.
That night.
Because that night when he left my house, a friend of mine came by and told me he was dead.
Well, he didn't die at night.
My dad was found deceased at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, well.
My mom was getting up to fix him breakfast, and she thought that he was just staying there, sleeping in.
Well,
And she would go wake him up and tell him that breakfast was ready. My dad had passed. I think it came to him to where he was emotionally drained. That's what some of his friends was telling us, like he was emotionally drained and he felt that his time was up.
Yes, I just believe that all of his busy work had really gotten
caught up with him.
It caught up to him.
So, Miss Swan, did your son ever